Well, good morning, everyone. It's been a while since my last video, and I don't really have a good explanation, except that I guess I didn't want to, or I was overthinking everything, and now I'm just saying, just fuck it. And I've been encouraged to make another video, so this is what I'm gonna do. And I actually have the house to myself today, so I think it would be a good day to do that. So, I'll just start with, so at my job where I work, we start every meeting or any gathering of people with something called a reflection. It's just like a little quote or a little saying or a little something that may or may not be pertinent to what you're going to be talking about, but it definitely has something to do with the company values and their core mission and stuff like that. So for me, I found this really good one. It was on my Couch to 5K app. And it says, "There are plenty of difficult obstacles in your path. Don't allow yourself to become one of them." And that was by Ralph Marston. Um, that statement itself has resonated with me incredibly because, well, I'm my own worst enemy. And I think that, like, probably anyone watching this video can totally relate. Um, but let me get to the statistics real quick. So I am just a little over 6 months out from my surgery. I am down a total of 71 pounds, 63 pounds since my surgery date, which was April 24th of this year. I was a size 22 pants, and now I'm a size 14. So that feels pretty amazing. Not gonna lie, that's pretty cool. Um, I'm starting to see, so I like have a neck again. It's kind of nice. Um, but there are a few things just in the months that since I've made a video that I've struggled with, and I just thought maybe I could share that with you guys. And if you want to, this might be a long video, so if you want to keep watching, keep watching. And if you don't, just, you can cut out. It's going to be here. You can maybe watch it in sections. I don't know. I'm not always the most entertaining person. Just kidding, I am. But anyway, so I think the biggest thing for me is because post or pre-surgery, eating was my therapy. So anytime I was upset or excited or I wanted to celebrate or whatever, I used food. And, well, that's probably why I became a size 22. And I also let myself become incredibly inactive. I told myself that, oh, I'm chasing all my kids around. Oh, I'm so busy, that I'm always running here and there. And I'm not like downplaying any of that, but that doesn't give you fitness. It doesn't give you movement, and doesn't get your heart rate up. I mean, unless you're constantly angry and hulking out, that might get your heart rate up. But anyway, that was an excuse that I told myself. I don't have time. I don't have time for fitness. I don't have time to be working out. I gotta go take this kid here and this kid there, and this kid has football and basketball and whatever. And it's just not true. Um, I I think I'm busier now than I was then, but I've made a conscious decision to find something that I like and find something that works. So for me, when I was younger, in school and stuff, I was an athlete. That's what I did. I played all the sports. And so I thought I probably should do something in that area. And I just started running. So I guess I'm a runner now. But I'm not very good. But I'm still running. I'm doing Couch to 5K. I'm on week 5, which is quite trying. However, it's amazing. It's amazing. And so, I mean, you may not be a runner. You may not want to run. You may not hate running. But I think my main thing is that you should find something that you don't hate doing. You might not like it at first, but I think that you should try it. Um, I'm starting to get into yoga. I'm not a big fan so far, um, but I'm going to persevere because I think that I'm just not a big fan right now because it's difficult. There's muscles in my body that I didn't know I had, and they don't work. And I think it's because I didn't know I had them. So, anyways, I'm going to keep going with it, and I'm going to keep trying. And I guess that's one thing I wanted to share with you guys is that you can pretty much try anything once, and you're not going to lose anything. Like, you're not going to be out anything except for the 10 minutes, 30 minutes, or whatever. And taking advantage of the free classes that people give. There's a lot of CrossFits and those types of places that give you an opportunity to go check it out for free. And it's pretty cool. I mean, and if you don't have the financial means, which I don't really have a lot of means to join a lot of those really great clubs, but I've taken advantage of some of those free classes, and I ask questions and I try to like figure out how can I take this, how can I take this coolness and put it into something that I can do at home or whatever. And that's just kind of how that's been going. So I don't know if that's helpful, but you got to be moving. You got to keep moving. And if you can't do anything else, walk. Walk, walk, walk. Is the best thing to do. And I live in Idaho, so like right now, it's gorgeous here. I love fall, so I love going outside when it's crisp and cold and everything. And I mean, you can always walk, always. I mean, I guess there are a few occasions where you can't. Beside the point. So I think I started off with eating and ended up with fitness, but that's okay. I just crossed fitness off my list. The other thing, so I'll go back to eating. I haven't exactly been the best patient or the most, I don't know what the word is. But, I started out, I'm just one of those people that, I don't know, I feel like I have to push the envelope all the time. Probably also how I got to be a size 22. But once you have surgery, it's such an amazing tool that you can utilize, because if I try to eat something that I shouldn't be eating, my body will tell me, and not so subtly, that is not something that I should be eating. So, I've tried a few things here and there, like Totino's pizza. Yeah, I ate some, and it was super delicious. However, super, super bad. Super bad on my tummy. So I shouldn't eat that. But I figured that out. Anyway, doesn't mean I'm never going to eat it again or eat a bite or eat a piece or whatever. I don't know. I'm so naughty. But I do try to stay on the track. And so I guess my main thing here that I wanted to share is that you can stay on your path, like on your track of the food that you're supposed to eat. But don't, like, I don't even know how to say it that makes any sense, but it's like, I don't know, I feel like if I allow myself to eat something that may or may not be on the prime list, is if I eat like a bite or 2 bites. My cat's freaking out. Hold on. Good Lord. Anyway, she got stuck in the laundry room and the little doggy door was locked on this side, so she couldn't get out. Whatever. Okay, so back to eating. Yeah, so I don't know what I was saying. I think that's gone. So try to eat what you're supposed to do. Remember, when you really start to feel like crap, you just got to go back to the basics. And it's only, I've had to do that a couple times. And it's just for a couple days. But I don't know, maybe if I behave, I wouldn't have to, go back to basics all the time. But it's just for me. It's for the way my brain works and all this stuff that this is just the way that I work. And I know I can't be the only one that's naughty, and that I got to try different things, and I got to see if this will work and see if this will work and all that stuff. But I mean, always keep your basics like right here. Just your basics. Like, have a list of things that you can always have in your house. Eggs. I like Greek yogurt. I didn't used to, but I love it. String cheese, meats and proteins and stuff. And if you have to at some point, you can go ahead and keep some protein shake stuff on hand. I mean, for me, it's been, I don't have any right now, but I did have some, and if there was ever a day when I just felt so crappy and because of my decisions, that I'm like, okay, so for the next couple days, I'm just gonna have a shake for lunch, and I'll do a double, like 2 scoops. I mean, that gives me like 50 grams of protein, and so, I mean, that's a majority of the bulk that I need to get for the day. I don't think there's any bad ways to get back to the basics, as long as you're sticking with that basic list. If any of that rambling makes sense. One of the other things that I've struggled with immensely is hair loss. I have naturally curly hair, and since my last video, I cut probably 6 inches off. So it's like right here now instead of down here. But it's falling out by the handfuls, and it was like, what? And so I had a lot of hair to begin with, but now I don't have so much hair. This is my bun. This is my little teeny tiny bun. Whatever. Anyway, so I did a bunch of reading. I talked to some of my friends that have had surgery and stuff, and it's very, very common. It does slow down, and like right now, I think it's probably been like 2 months since my hair was really falling out. That now I think we're at this point where I can, hold on, boop, that it's slowed down, and I'm not losing as much as I used to. So, and there's like these little tiny baby hairs that are coming in everywhere. I thought and I figured out it's regrowth. So, I mean, these are my horns. Anyway, so that's slightly annoying. But there are vitamins that you can get that will help with that, I think. I don't know, that's what I've heard. I didn't take any extra. I just took what I was supposed to take, bitch and moaned about it, so whatever. But just know that it's a normal process. There's a lot of changes and stuff going on with your body. You're changing a lot of different, your hormone balance is different. Your chemical balance is different. So, anyway. And then, so another thing is the skin. So, and I am so annoyed by this, because I was honestly hoping that, and I've seen, people that lose a lot of weight and they have loose skin and stuff like that. And for some reason, I just thought I would be immune. Well, I'm not, because this right here. This all used to be like solid, but now it's like blah, 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 blah. So, working on this, but I got some muscles. Boop, boop, boop. Anyway, and then there's some on my stomach. I won't show you. You're welcome. And then there's some on the inner thighs. And I think, like, that I tell myself, well, maybe if I just work out my arms and work out my legs. And then there's some creams that you can do that does some skin rejuvenating and tightening and stuff like that. I haven't tried any of that yet. I've just been, running and just focusing on trying to feel good, trying to build up my muscles, my endurance, stuff like that. So it's not something I'm really interested in fixing right now, but just so you know, it happens. So, but there's lots of different things that you can do to fix that. So, let's see, what else was I going to talk about? Emotions. Mine are all over the place. They dip pretty low sometimes, I'm not going to lie. And then sometimes I feel as if I can do anything. Usually after a run, I get all those endorphins are going and stuff, and then I'm like doing laundry and I'm cooking dinners, and I really messed up my hair right here. Anyway, I think it's important to keep track of your emotions, like with a journal or just something, just to make sure that you're not dipping too low and you're getting to a point where you just might need a little extra help, and there's no shame in that. To be honest, like really, pay attention, listen to yourself, and let people help you. Talk to your doctor, like openly as you possibly can. I mean, I couldn't be more of an advocate for mental health. I just think it's extremely, extremely, extremely important. And when it comes to us ladies, we are kind of the worst caretakers for ourselves. We're just naturally wired to take care of everybody else. But what I've learned, it's weird that through this journey, this intense journey that I've been on since my weight loss surgery, is that I really, 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 really am shitty at taking care of myself. And there's just so many things that shouldn't be optional. Mental health is one of them. So if you have a support group or a support person, or, if you do have a good relationship with your doctor, if you already see a counselor, any of those things, you've got to force yourself to be really, really open and honest about what you're feeling. There's nothing bad that's going to come from, well, that's not the right terminology. There's nothing like, I feel that it's only good to, this is ridiculous. I can't even think of what I want to say. Gah! Nothing bad comes from reaching out, in my opinion. If you're reaching out to a safe person or someone that you trust or what have you, being honest about what you feel. Sometimes I think that our own thoughts will scare us, and our own thoughts are overwhelming, and we're really, really, really mean to ourselves, and that's not healthy, and it's not. I don't think that's the way that it's intended. So if you find yourself and you're really beating yourself up like incessantly all the time, and all you can think about is negative things about yourself and negative things to say to yourself, there might be a time when you might need some assistance, whether a professional or a good friend or someone. If you have faith and you believe in God, then go to church. If you believe the opposite, then find whatever it is. Find whatever it is. A source of power, whatever you can find that makes you feel loved and accepted, wherever it is, whoever it is, find it and use it. Because one of the things I've also learned, and this probably has nothing to do with weight loss, is that we always tend to think that we don't want to burden people with our problems, and we don't want to burden our friends with our dark thoughts and just these horrible things that we say to ourselves. But if you turn that around, just turn it around for a second and imagine that your best friend is in that place. That's how they're feeling, and they needed to talk to you. Are you gonna feel burdened? Are you gonna feel like this is ridiculous? Or are you gonna feel any of those things that you tell yourself that you think that you're saving them from feeling? If the answer is no, then the answer is no. And your best friends, they're there for a reason, because they love you, and they want to be there for you, and they want to help you. They might not know what you're going through. They may not be able to understand it or any of those things, but they're there. And a lot of times for me, it's just knowing that I have a few people in my life that I can completely dump. Like, just dump all my crap, and I don't feel judged, and I don't feel, and they know there's no pressure to reciprocate, like to talk back to me or to give me advice or anything. They just listen, and I think everybody has at least one person like that in their life. And if you don't, I hope you find it. It's so important. It's just so important. Not just as a weight loss patient, as a woman, as a friend, as a wife, as all the things that we women are. You know what I'm saying? Men too. I mean, I think men are a lot more emotional than they let on, but that's another video. So let's just move on. So, and then let's see. So that kind of leads into support. I don't go to the live support groups. And I think it's just my preference. I don't really want to go sit in a circle and talk about stuff. I'm more of an online person, so I like to, I'm part of a couple online bariatric groups. And it's where you can kind of, if you're not part of one, find one. Excuse me. I'm part of a couple pretty decent ones. None are without a little drama here and there. But you can really, if you're there just to get what you need, they're all great because they all have, first person experiences of people who are, a couple months out, couple days out, couple years out, so you can literally see the timeline of what's possible for you in this journey. And it's really good because you don't have to share unless you want to. And you can share whatever you want. And for the most part, they are, it's a pretty open, it's a pretty open and safe place that you can talk. But for me, I like to read everybody else's stuff. Every once in a while, I'll share something. But I like to read what everybody else is doing and how they're feeling and stuff. And honestly, sometimes I'll read something and I'll think, oh, what? Like, because, we still honestly get stuck in these moments where we think we're the only one who feels that way, or we should be so ashamed of ourselves that we feel that way, or I can't believe we're thinking this and that and whatever. But when you see that somebody else actually just put it out there, and then you're just like, oh, okay, yeah, okay. And, it just makes you feel better in that moment. And then the next time you have a thought, you'd be like, okay, I bet you there's somebody else who feels this too. But if you have those support groups that you can go talk to, then you can just go on there when you're feeling, whatever it is that you're feeling. Now that I'm doing this, I'm thinking I should have really woke up a bit more before I made this video. But I don't know if I would have made the video if I'd have waited, because that's how I roll. Anyway, last but not least is temperature. Like body temperature is another thing I've noticed. I'm freezing all the time. Now, this is weird, and I'll take it. So I'm only mildly complaining because before I had surgery and I was a size 22, I was always hot. Always hot, like sweating, at least icky, all the time. It was so disgusting. Like, a lot of times I just thought, I'm going to need 5 showers today. Just to get myself to feel clean. And it would the sweat, and it would drip down my face, and in my, just, ew. If you're ever sitting at work at your desk, just sitting there. You're not doing anything strenuous. You're just sitting there. And sweat. Woo, down your back. What? Okay. So, flip side, I've lost some of my insulation and my furnace fuel. I'm cold all the time. I'm cold right now, but I didn't want to put on a big fat hoodie and look like a big weirdo. because I only have hoodies that I wore before surgery, so they're really, really big. But they're really comfortable. Anyway, so I'm always cold, and I think that's just part of your body doing its thing. But I really am cold all the time. And a lot of time my hands are cold and I can't get them warm, so I wear little gloves, but then I'm at work and I can't really, you have your dexterity with the gloves on. So it's just not incredibly efficient. Anywho, and then I was trying to think of what else to talk about. Because I figure I'm at 25 minutes here. Oh, God. If you're still with me, thanks. Thank you. I mean, really. Oh, my gosh. I don't know if I would have made it through this long. But I figure I'll just try to get myself to an even 30 minutes. Okay, so here's the other confession I have. I'm really bad at going to the doctor. I haven't been. I saw my doctor post-op and my PCP, my primary care doctor, post-op. That's it. I haven't been back. Yeah, I know. I'm super duper naughty. I need to get some blood work done and all that stuff. But for some reason, I don't know. Like, I don't even know why. But I'm doing my best to follow the program. I feel pretty, like, physically, I feel pretty good. I feel pretty strong. Yeah. Sorry. And then the other thing is, you can have coffee. I don't know what the deal is, honestly, with people saying that you can't have coffee or you shouldn't have coffee. Because I started drinking it again, like slowly. I started with, decaf and stuff, because I quit coffee before surgery. Just because I didn't want the caffeine headache along with all the other pain that's going on down there. So, I mean, I'm not telling you to go drink coffee, but I haven't noticed any negative impacts from drinking coffee. Granted, I don't drink as much coffee as I used to. Not even close. Partly because it won't fit. But anyway, yeah, I just think I don't know. I'm not a doctor, though, so don't, think I'm telling you or giving you permission. I'm just saying that I can have coffee, and I love coffee, and it's delicious. So I'm going to start trying to make these again. And I don't want them to be super boring and super annoying and all that stuff. I want to make sense. I want to talk about real stuff that we deal with at any point during surgery or even pre-surgery. Oh gosh, I can relate to a lot of pre-surgery stuff. I have a few friends that are getting ready to have their surgery, and I have a friend who just had it. And oh my gosh, I can relate so much. Maybe my insight is helpful, maybe not. I don't know, but I'm willing to share it. So, if you feel so inclined, send me a message of what maybe you want me to talk about, and I'll talk about it. But as of right now, I think I'm good. Are you good? Yay! Alright, this is the longest freaking video ever. Sorry. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Deuces.